There's no denying how adorable it is when Goku and Goten meet for the first time in Dragon Ball Z. It's a universally appreciated moment in the fandom, and those are hard to come by. But does the anime version best serve the story? I actually don't think so. Looking back, I prefer the manga's version. Instead of immediately accepting Goku, Goten grows to love and respect his father in his own time and on his own terms, which leads to a more satisfying payoff in the end. After Gohan learns that Goku will be returning to the living world for a day, he tells Chi-Chi and Goten. Chi-Chi mentions what a great thing this is to Goten, who doesn't really have much of a reaction. Goten doesn't respond this way because he's oblivious or ignorant, though the fandom often labels him as silly, even stupid sometimes. Since he looks just like Goku, he's been cursed with the same limited perception. But Goten is far from stupid. His dead father is coming back to Earth for one day. As fantastic as that is, it's not rocket science. Goten understands the situation just fine. His reaction is tepid only because he reserves his affection and enthusiasm for the people he actually knows. Remember, despite being his father, Goku is a stranger to him. While training with Gohan, Videl mentions that Goku must have been strong, which prompts Goten to announce Goku's return. From this point on, Goku's strength becomes a recurring area of focus for Goten. Though Goten doesn't show a great deal of excitement for Goku's return, aside from blurting it out when Videl mentions him, Goten does admit he's looking forward to it in the anime. This doesn't necessarily have an impact on the payoff we get at the end of the Buu saga, but I want to be clear that this scene is anime only. Goten doesn't express any sentiments like these in the manga. Finally, the day of the Tenkaichi Budokai comes and everyone gathers for the tournament as well as Goku's arrival. They're all happy to see him, except Vegeta, Trunks, and 18, understandably. But look at Goten. He hides behind Chi-Chi and Gohan and chooses to observe Goku instead. This is where the anime and manga part ways. In the anime, we get the iconic scene that everyone loves. But in the manga, Goten makes no direct contact with Goku, and Goku simply notices him and acknowledges him as his son. No big hug, no real tug of the heartstrings. And you know what? I prefer Goten being shy and feeling Goku out rather than running into his arms. Instead of fleshing out the way they interact with each other in the manga though, the anime changes the tone altogether and completely resolves Goten's shyness and lack of familiarity with Goku. Minutes later, Chi-Chi is cheering them on as a family and they set off to compete like this life-changing event didn't just happen. Dragon Ball gets a bad rap for being formulaic. I've even heard it called a popcorn series. I don't agree with this, and I'm not saying the anime's handling of this scene supports such a notion. It's a very adorable and moving scene, but the decision to forego an instant bond between Goten and Goku in the manga is one of many moments that proves Dragon Ball is a compelling story in addition to being an iconic action series. As far as the anime is concerned, I suppose it can be argued that Goten simply realized there was no reason to be shy around Goku and that the two of them just clicked with each other. After all, Gohan was also shy at first with strangers, as most children are. Still, I find the manga's depiction and also its omission of these heartfelt moments more fitting because Goten's shyness is warranted. He's never met Goku before. Goku is quite literally a dead man walking, and Goten happens to look identical to this dead man. Goku's simple acknowledgement of Goten in the manga also says a lot about him. He doesn't try to force a bond with Goten despite having only one day to spare. And this isn't because Goku is detached or doesn't care. He shows the same affection for Gohan that he always did, so there's no reason he'd withhold it from Goten. They just need time to get there. But the anime said forget time, and it continues to forge ahead with building a warm relationship between Goten and Goku by adding small moments like this one, as well as Goku cheering Goten on in his matches. Notably, the English dub adds even more lines to further establish and deepen their connection.
Sorry for the wait.
No problem, guys. Goten and I were just having some playtime.
But the manga excludes moments like these and instead pivots back to the subject of Goku's strength. Trunks is the next to mention how strong Goku is supposed to be, and Goten repeats what he's heard from Gohan. Goku was number 1. Now, how cute is it that Gohan, who was the world's strongest when Goku died, still considers his father the mightiest and makes sure that his little brother does too? The focus on Goku's strength continues when he and Vegeta are slated to fight each other in the tournament. Interestingly, Goten confidently declares that Goku will win the match. But this is more intellectual than emotional. Based on what Goten's been told, if Goku was number 1 and he's still been training even in the afterlife, it's only logical for Goten to think he'll win. However, Goten never gets to confirm Goku's strength at the tournament. The main conflict with Majin Buu begins in earnest, and Goku leaves with Supreme Kai and the others. A lot happens before Goten and Goku see each other again, and unfortunately, when they reunite, Goku relays the news that Vegeta and Gohan have died. However, unbeknownst to everyone, Gohan is very much alive. In addition to these tragic turn of events, Majin Buu is ravaging the planet, and if all that wasn't bad enough, the Earth's salvation now rests on Goten as well as Trunks. So rather than mourn, Goten must immediately begin training. The father that he hardly knows has now become his trainer and taskmaster. And Goten isn't all too keen to follow Goku's instruction because to him, Goku let Gohan die. This is another instance in which Goku shines and proves that he's inevitably worthy of Goten's respect and love. When the boys ask Goku where he was when all of these horrible things happened, Goku tells them that he was unconscious, but he omits the reason why. If you recall, Vegeta willingly succumbed to the most extreme midlife crisis, killed a bunch of people, forced Goku to fight him, thus ensuring the awakening of Majin Buu, then suddenly saw the error of his ways and then knocked Goku out. Goku skips these details for a couple of reasons. 1. So that Trunks can continue to hold Vegeta in high regard. The anime supports this as well by adding a scene in which Goku downplays his own strength in favor of Vegeta. It reminds me of when Goku pushed for Vegeta and future Trunks to train together after Trunks told him Vegeta was ignoring him. Oh Goku, the man, the father that you are. Additionally, Goku has his priorities straight. He knows that he needs to teach Goten and Trunks the fusion technique quickly. There's no time arguing coulda, shoulda, woulda. After being subjected to more of Buu's carnage, Goten and Trunks finally agree to let Goku train them. But they still consider Goku weak because of what happened with Vegeta and Gohan. Lying unconscious while everyone dies makes the stories of Goku's awesome power seem like nothing more than a hoax. So, as Goku walks them through the finer points of the fusion technique and tells them to power up to max, Goten and Trunks think their strength will impress him. But Goku isn't the least bit fazed. Though his non-reaction shocks them, it is a small step towards Goten and Trunks gaining respect for Goku. Their training is paused, however, when Trunks has to leave to get the Dragon Radar after Bulma tells Goku that it could be destroyed in Buu's rampage. While Trunks is getting the radar, Goku volunteers to distract Majin Buu. Though not his objective, this is another step towards Goku gaining the boys' respect. But these actions are only small steps. Goten and Trunks, especially Trunks, are not easily convinced that Goku can actually handle distracting Majin Buu. But Goku's decision lays the necessary groundwork for Goten and Trunks to have their minds blown by Super Saiyan 3. As Goku ascends one level at a time until he reaches Super Saiyan 3, everyone feels and marvels at his power, Goten included. As it turns out, Gohan was right. Their father is just as strong as he said he was, and with this display, Goten can't deny it. With Majin Buu effectively distracted, Trunks returns with the Dragon Radar, and Goku notices a considerable change in his and Goten's attitude. All thanks to Super Saiyan 3. With the 30 minutes that he has left, Goku along with Piccolo train Goten and Trunks, and when it's time for him to go, Goten visibly struggles. Gone is the mild interest that Goten initially had, along with his disdain for Goku brought on by Gohan's presumed demise. Chi-Chi, being the mother that she is, knows what Goten needs. Affection. The fatherly embrace that he never received. Goku happily obliges, saying all Goten had to do was ask. Goku gathers Goten into his arms, and Goten cries. Their farewell carries more weight because of the build-up. Their closeness is one that has been honed by sudden tragedies, preceded by tales of an invincible father whose power not even death can tame. Stories that Goten has now confirmed to be true with his own eyes. It's fitting that training and martial arts are the gateway to Goten and Goku building a relationship with each other. It was already an established form of bonding for both of them. Chi-Chi and Gohan trained Goten, and he play fights with Trunks. Goku developed his best relationships through training too. Once Majin Buu is defeated for good, Goku and Goten meet one more time, and this time it's for keeps. Goku is miraculously revived, and Goten no longer has to hear stories of how strong his father is, or how great it is to have him around. He can continue to experience it for himself. Despite their relationship and bond being established in less than a day, that single day with Goku created a positive ripple effect in Goten's life and actions. The lessons Goten learns from Goku on that day are things he carried with him in the battle against Buu and in the years to come. Though Trunks convinces him otherwise, Goten first reiterates Goku's plan to leverage the full power of their fusion to beat Majin Buu quickly. Years later, in the very first chapter and episode of Dragon Ball Super, Goku reminds Goten how important it is for them to remain strong in preparation for powerful enemies. Fast forwarding even further, we see that an older Goten has inherited Goku's will for a peaceful world. This all has so much more impact because unlike the anime that rushed to hit us in the feels, the manga shows Goku earning Goten's respect one tiny step at a time.